Are we alive? Good evening, everybody. Jody Paul here over at Magpie Movies on a Friday. Yeah, I know. What's all that about? Thought I'd do something a bit different. Have some different guests on a different day. So I've got my beer ready because it is 9 p.m. over here. To my guests over the pond, I think they're 5 and 4 or so many hours behind. So they've just finished their shift. So I shall bring in my guests. So as advertised, if he's going to get his camera right, there he goes. He has. We have Evander, Mr. Slay3r Reviews, Mr. Spider-Man himself is here.
Hello,
without
everyone.
the mohawk. Where's the mohawk, Evander?
It's I don't know. I just didn't really want to put it up, so I thought I would just make the effort, just wear the Spider-Man hoodie. Why not?
Fair enough. Cool. And then also over here in the UK, at the last minute, I invited him and he said no. But then I've changed his mind, and that is Jason, who's decided to come along. I felt bad because I thought normally Fridays you do your own live stream, but I know you kind of. I'm guessing you didn't. Obviously, you haven't done it for a while, have you?
I haven't live streamed in about a month or so. It's because of work. Like I did say when I did a live stream with Euphoria Pictures when I got my job, and I told my audience that live streams might change, but also it's a thing of like if I'm not in the mood to do it, I won't do it. So it all depends how I'm feeling. So when you offered me to come on here, I was like, yeah, why not?
Exactly. What else are you going to be doing on a Friday night?
Not much.
You're supposed to say loads of stuff.
No, I lead a boring life, sir. I lead a boring life. I got my iced coffee tonight. I got no alcohol for me.
Well, I've got my beer ready to crack open. So I'll bring in more guests. So apologies for the wait for all these guests. We have Tony from Tony's Movies and More, who we've all seen on the channel before. So hello, Tony, who we all know from my stream, from Evander's stream, from Tony's stream, from Movies and Sue stream, from Dave Durant's stream, for everybody's stream over across the pond. We have Tony. And just to make things just that little bit more complicated, we also have Tony from Basement Blues, who has joined my stream for the first time. I've been on a stream with Tony before, and we've been in contact over Instagram, which has been great. And Tony has sped home from work just to join me for the next hour and a half, 2 hours, which I'm very appreciated for, as I've already told him. So we have a great lineup tonight for everybody watching. So obviously it is, like I said, 9 o'clock here, and it's 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You guys, is it?
Four, yeah.
4. Okay, so you're both in the same time zone, so that's always a good start. So thank you. So yeah, we're going to have, like I say, an hour and a half, 2 hour, maybe even 30 minutes discussion. I don't know, depending on how well or how badly this actually goes. First of all, as well, go to Evander. Well done, the 700 subs, my friend. Awesome.
Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
And I know Jason's nearly there, and also Tony's nearly hitting the big 1K mark, so well done to you as well.
Thank you.
And other Tony, well, you're just miles above everybody else, really, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been on it for a while.
Yeah, all right. Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in, honestly. But yes, so if anybody wishes to, after this chat, get involved with these guys' own channels, we obviously know Evander Slay Reviews, Jason Brett is, of course, Jason Brett. And then Tony, my bottom left, is Basement Blues, which is, of course, his YouTube channel is Basement Blues. And then Tony is Tony's Movies and More. So please drop these guys some love, especially with regards to what you see behind Mr. Basement Blues, who has more physical media than I think Blockbuster's ever had in their entire lifespan. So that's worth it alone, really. So we'll jump into the comments. So first of all, we have Mr. Big Paulie himself, who says, "All right, fellas." So hello, Paulie. Thanks for popping along.
Hello.
Hey, Paul.
I know as well that this is the kind of second live stream of the kind of I'd say YouTube community, but kind of like the UK BlueTube, because I know that Ryan does his with Retro Girls and Jason's girlfriend Sophie earlier on at about 7 o'clock. So we're the second live stream of the evening. Who else have we got on here? So we've got Marcus. First question of the night, gents. I've got, what movies have you all watched this week? So we'll start off with Evander.
I recently watched the new Texas Chainsaw that came out on Netflix, and I can pretty much say I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it a lot. It was just brutal, absolutely brutal, and that's what I love in a horror film. I thought everything about it was great. I know it really didn't get a lot of positivity, but I just thought it was a great slasher movie, and yeah, that was pretty much what I've watched this week.
Well, speaking of, so we'll stay on that topic as we've just started it here. Has everybody seen Texas Chainsaw?
I have, yeah.
I have.
So we all have. So would we be all under the kind of agreement? And I know there could be some differences here where it was okay and acceptable, but nothing brilliant.
Yeah.
I'd go as far as saying it was exactly what I wanted it to be. It was like 80 minutes long, and it just gave it to you. Like, you want gore, it's got the gore. You want like some like kind of subtle kind of social commentary on cancel culture, it's got that as well. So it's a bit of everything. I thought it was really entertaining. Don't get wrong, I thought it was dumb as hell, but slasher movies, what else do you want from a slasher film? It needs to be dumb to make sense, right?
It did very much have the DNA of Halloween 2018, though, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I found, especially when they kind of went, well, they had Laurie Strode, they brought her back. Now, I know the original actress who played the character in the 1975, is it? What's the original one? In 75? Texas?
74, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Around that
I think
time.
1974.
So she died, so they had to bring that new character in, which more or less, it must have just went, long, straggly white hair, yeah. Is like, good with guns now? Yep, check. Right, we'll bring her in. But I mean, there are lots of things I could slag it off for. Well, not slag it off, but bring it down a touch. But I still, for what it was, I enjoyed it. It had all the kind of hiding under a bed, trying to get away from them, getting cornered by them, escaping from them, twists in it. But the only two things that kind of, I guess, irked me when thinking back on it was, on all the other previous Texas Chainsaw movies, Leatherface had had a kind of like all-in-one, or at least kind of mask. Whereas in this one, it was almost like it was just put on, but he had nothing to kind of keep it on. So I'm wondering how he kept that on.
I guess it was good and sticky and gooey, I guess, since it was fresh.
I mean, it's going to be a point at one point he's going around killing people, and that blood on his face is going to go a bit dry and crusty, and it's going to fall off. I mean, at that point, does he go, I'm killing you. Can you just hang on, and then just go, right, we're good, carry on. There's that bit, and the bit where I'm not going to spoil it for people who are watching who haven't seen it. There's a bit where he's in the poppy fields. I think the poppy fields, aren't they? And then the next minute, even though he's miles away, he's back in the town.
Yeah.
And it seems that happened pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But,
maybe he's real good at running or walking fast or something.
So he's an 80-year-old Leatherface who has a mask that stays on all by itself, and he's quite fit.
Right.
He could move pretty quick. I was really surprised by that.
Yeah, not bad.
I think it's very easy. This applies to a lot of films. Like, you can, people probably already have destroyed this movie with logic, right? You look at it from a logical standpoint. This movie doesn't make sense. But I thought for the time span that you have it for, 80 minutes, regardless of the things we can, like you said, Paul, we can nitpick.
Yeah.
I don't care. I can just go, put that aside. I had a really good time with it. That's basically it.
You can, to be fair, you can probably pick every film apart, especially of this kind of genre and a kind of reboot, reimagining kind of scenario, because you've got that many fans of the original, they're going to go back and nitpick it. It's a bit like, I don't want to keep bringing up Star Wars, but you got people like, well, it's not like as good as the original. It's exactly the kind of thing, and like there's canon and there's lore and there's things like that. You know, you can go into it loads of times. But so anyway, so that's Texas Chainsaw. Anything else you've been watching, Evander? You've gone quiet. Still quiet. 1 second. Oh, okay, he's going to come back. Moving swiftly on then. Jason, what have you been watching then?
Aside from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I watched the the original The Omen for the first time last night.
All right, yeah. Gregory Peck, isn't it?
So,
Yeah.
I don't know the actor's name. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe his
yeah,
father, the senator, is Gregory Peck, I believe.
Yeah, the original film from what was it 75? Did it come out in 75? I can't remember.
Funny enough,
Yeah, like I've had the DVD set for like the longest time, and I've never got around to actually watching the first one. And I think I watched it. There's a channel, but I forgot what the guy's name is, but it does like horror stuff. And he was saying that there's two like kind of devil movies out there that he thinks are the best. He said The Exorcist, which is my favorite horror film of all time. He goes, if you like that, check out The Omen because it's on par with that. And I thought it was exceptional, exceptional. The Omen, a great soundtrack. I thought it's very slow, but that works in its favor. I loved all the characters. I love how so much foreshadowing. He had some of the best foreshadowing, like the photos, and it's like the light in the photo and stuff like that. It's like really good film.
And have you seen any of that before?
No, first time watch. Okay. For me.
So you've got the first. So you've done you got number 2, you got number 3, then you got the remake.
Yeah. I got the DVD set. So.
Okay. Rebecca,
I don't know what to expect from the sequels.
So I was joking before. I mean, people watching as well, Jason, I was joking before because we've got 2 Tonys. So I was going to go very much Spider-Man No Way Home and go Tony 1 and Tony 2. Now, then I was thinking, no, Tony with a cap, but they've all got caps. So I'm just going to go Tony Basement will be Tony Basement. So what about yourself then, Tony? What have you been watching, if anything, this week?
So I've been watching one movie a day since 2020.
Okay.
So every day I watch a movie. So this week I watched The Last Duel, which was great. I really enjoyed The Last Duel.
Yep.
And then I've also been, of course, I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I've been participating in Buddy Cop Month, watching a Buddy Cop movie. So I watched Beverly Hills Cop and Beverly Hills Cop 2. I watched Red Heat.
Okay.
And Bad Boys.
You think, looking at it, I mean, from a kind of buddy cop point of view, it was very much the 80s kind of thing, wasn't it? Like Lethal Weapon, Beverly Hills Cop, like you said, Red Heat, and then very much touched on just a little bit in the 90s. But we don't really have that these days, really do.
I haven't really had a really good buddy cop movie in a while. Not that I can remember.
The only one I can think of is that really bad one with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. The other guys. That's the only one I can think of. So, yeah, okay. 22. What about you? What have you been watching?
I haven't had time to watch much. I watched Texas Chainsaw, and last night I watched Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah, you watched it on the live stream with Dave, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Billy Madison's something I haven't seen in a long time. Was that the first proper Adam Sandler movie?
I'm not sure.
But I think he did that and Happy Gilmore, didn't he? I think that was the first one that brought him to mainstream, I think. I could be wrong. I'm still waiting for Evander, by the way. I'm still waiting for him to come back on. I'm keeping an eye on everything. I think from my perspective, what I've been watching, because I'm going to be doing a kind of a video in the next few days, like what I've been watching in the last month or whatever. So I watched Chronicle, as I mentioned earlier on to you guys. I watched Chronicle. I rewatched LA Confidential, which I haven't seen since it was at the cinema. And it still blows me away how good that film actually is. Because it's one of those films where you go, obviously LA Confidential, never heard of it. Who's in it? And you go, well, Kim Basinger's in it, Kevin Spacey's in it, Danny DeVito's in it, Guy Pearce is in it, Russell Crowe's in it. It's an all-star. And the guy, I forget the actor's name, but I always know the farmer from Babe. He's obviously in it as well. But it was one of those films that I went to see at the cinema when I was with all my friends. This is like, what was it, 96, 97 it must have been. I went like, oh, what's cinema? What we're seeing, LA Confidential, never heard of it. Okay, we'll watch it. And I'd never heard of it because obviously back in the day, there wasn't trailers on your phones or anything at all like that. It was just, we'll just go and see what this is. And I came out of that thoroughly enjoying it because it's kind of like a noir film in many ways, especially when it's set in the 20s, 30s, I think it must be, yeah. But yeah, watched that, and then Texas Chainsaw. What else I watched? I started watching the Omen remake randomly, but I've been trying to go through a lot of films that I have in the collection, but I haven't really. Everest. I watched Everest again. because I haven't watched it since I bought the 4K, and that is a crispy 4K picture for Everest. It really is. And I watched it. I had about, I think, 20, 15 minutes left to go. And I came to bed to watch the rest. So when I came to bed to watch it, I watched it in the room where I'm in now, and I put the 3D version of it on. And even the 3D is really good.
Yeah.
But it still annoys me that 3D isn't full screen, and you've got the black bars. It just takes it away from it. Yeah, so that was what I've been watching. So moving on. Right, still no Evander. So if Evander, you're watching this, keep trying, buddy. What we've got? So we've got Sophie, good old Mrs. Brett. Evening, gentlemen. Joe's put, Magpie, can you do more of those weekend vlogs? They're really good. Oh, thank you. I hardly do them. It was just that one time when I thought I'll just do, because people sometimes in the kind of Facebook messaging group will get, oh, what are you up to this weekend, Paul, or what are you doing this weekend? I thought, you know what, I'll just do a little interval of what I've been doing. So kinds of insight into everything. So thanks for that, Joe. Is Big Paulie joining? No, Big Paulie's not joining at this moment in time. That's not saying that I don't want him to join, but I'm sticking with the core people that I've invited. However, on Tuesdays, on Robofet's Bounty Punch on the Tuesday, Paulie will be there, so you can watch him on there, and of course on his own live stream on the Sunday. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Tony, your collection is insane.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I also like, are those adventure posters in order or just in a random order?
They're in random order. I had more posters, but I built the shelves up to the top of the ceiling, so
Right.
I had to move them around. So I've got one of the Avenger posters on the back wall, along with Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
So is it only Marvel ones you've got up?
Yeah, because I usually stick with a theme. I had some Disney posters up at one time, but when the Marvel ones came out, that's what I put up. Eventually, they're going to go down because I'm going to build those little shelves up to the ceiling because I need more space.
At what point does your other half go, no, you don't, you've got enough?
Do what?
What point does your other half go, no, you don't need more space, you've got enough?
She doesn't say anything about it.
Right. Can she ring my wife to have a word? Because I have this.
We've been married 32 years, and she's never given me any complaints about this. And I don't complain about anything that she buys, so which works out really good.
Yeah, definitely need to have a word. Go on.
How do you manage your collection? Is it like alphabetized?
Yeah. So it's all alphabetized, but I do have all the Disney stuff on the back wall, and then I have all my still books over here that you can't see in the camera. And I've got my Scream Factory, my Shop Factories together. I got my Eureka together. I keep all the boutique labels grouped together in alphabetical order.
Awesome. So your background is literally the dream for me, eventually, to have like a room where it's just like a library of movies.
You're right.
I mean, mine's just like the one thing here. I was just going to say, mine's just kind of like 4K, and then box sets of 4K, and then my Arrow, kind of just Arrow, and then Blu-rays just randomly. And then another kind of shelf I've got to my left, I've got like just like specific ones. So just Lord of the Rings on one shelf, Star Wars on the next shelf, and then kind of like second sight 88 films, Criterion, because I don't really have that many of those down there. And then the rest, which doesn't fit on there, goes in the loft or goes in to get sold.
Very nice.
Do we move on to the next question? We'll go to the next question. So Pete's got, hey everybody, so hello Pete. Lucas Talks Movies, hello everybody. Such an honor being Jason's girlfriend.
I mean, I try. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
How much did you pay to say that? Actually, how much did you pay to go out here? Let's be honest.
You're a slag.
My name is Lucas Movie Fan. Okay. Commander Nerd.
That is Andrew. That's my good buddy Andrew from the Steelbook crew.
Thanks for coming along, Andrew. Much appreciated. With the Batman next week, who is your favorite Batman? Oh, here we go. Right, we're going to start with 22.
Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck are pretty high up on my list.
Would that be because Keaton was your first one and Ben Affleck is more of a rugged one?
Yeah, Keaton was the first one that I saw.
Cool. 21.
Yep, I would agree with the other Tony. Keaton, of course, the original Batman for those first two movies, which I really enjoyed back when they came out. And I think Ben Affleck does a great job with Batman.
Jace?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Yeah, Keaton and Affleck. Yeah,
I think from my point of view is it's always going to be Michael Keaton. As much as I know a good job Affleck did and then Christian Bale did, for me, the hype and going to the cinema surrounding going to see 1989. I hate calling it 1989's Batman. It's just Batman because there's no other film called Batman. Even the new one is The Batman. The hype surrounding going to see Batman at the cinema in 1989 and then waiting 2 years for it to come out on VHS. But renting it in between, but you can never rent it because someone always had that copy that he wanted to watch. And then getting the sticker book, and then getting the cards, getting the making of book, all the hype from my youth.
Yeah,
I think 1989, so I would have been 11, 12 at the time, and then Batman Returns coming out 3 years later. Yeah, 92. Yes, 3 years later. It's just Keaton for me. I know obviously he couldn't move his head because of the cowl, but just for me, the only thing is I wish they'd kept the original Batsuit and changed it to the kind of armor plate and six pack for Batman Returns. That's my only gripe. But yeah, for me it would be Keaton all the way. Although I love the Dark Knight trilogy and I love Affleck, but if I have to choose one, it has to be Keaton.
yeah. So nobody wanted to choose George Clooney or Val Kilmer, huh?
I was close to Clooney, very close. But then he gets out his back card that's accepted anyway, and at that point I was just like, no, you're all right. Couldn't go there. But I have booked my tickets for next Friday, so this time next Friday I will probably be an hour or just less than an hour into the new film, with another 6 hours to go probably because it's obviously on for 3 hours and that. So I'm looking forward to it. But yes, is everybody else booked up to go and see it?
Yep. I'm not booked up, but Sophie's coming round on the Tuesday, and I'm probably going to book it for the Friday. So yeah,
okay.
I've got Friday off, so gives me that's the perfect time to go. Really, I've got all the faith in the world when it concerns this movie. Like I can't tell you how excited I am. When they announced Robert Pattinson to begin with, obviously everyone's like, the Twilight guy, what's going on? Like, no one really bought it. But since seeing him in other films where he's an absolutely excellent actor in other movies, I think, and when you see the trailer for the Batman, I'm just like, I think this guy's got it. I think he's going to be absolutely awesome. So I've got all the faith in the world for Robert Pattinson to actually kill it in this movie. So I'm excited.
You're back, Evander? Can you hear us?
Yeah. Here I'm here. Sorry about that.
It's all right, man. What happened? Was it just Wi-Fi crap?
Technical difficulties on my side. Yeah. Sorry about that. I do apologize.
That's okay. So we're just talking about Batman. So who's your favorite Batman then?
Mine would have to be Bale. He was my favorite. But I did grow up with Michael Keaton, and I watched all of his movies, and I did enjoy his Batman. But then when Bale came out, Bale just absolutely stole it for me, and he just became my favorite Batman. And when Jason just mentioned about Robert Pattinson being casted as Batman, I was a bit on the offside because everyone knows him from Twilight. But from what I've seen from the trailers and some movie clips, I think Robert Pattinson's going to do a brilliant job.
Oh. 21's popped off. Oh,
no, what's happening?
Everyone's going. 22, don't go anywhere. What I was going to say, I'm liking the fact that it seems very plain Batman, as in like there's not a jazzy Batmobile. There isn't a you're back. There he goes. Yeah. There isn't a jazzy Batmobile. It seems he's got a very basic suit. Obviously, it's all leather and stitched. It's not plastic and So I'm liking the fact it's kind of originish kind of.
It's meant to be year 2 Batman, so it's still like early Batman's kind of like early career as Batman.
Okay,
that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's confirmed or not.
Fair enough. Cool. So that's that question out of the way. Good. Pete put he's watched Demons last week. Great film, really brutal. Gonna have to check it. I've got Demons and Demons 2 on my iTunes account, but I haven't watched either of them. Has anybody here seen them?
I absolutely I adore that first movie. It's one of my favorite horror films ever. Like, I absolutely love it.
Is it German and dubbed?
It's weird. It's Italian,
right?
But they've got this weird thing where, like, you'll have actors from different parts of the world. So you might have an English actor speaking, performing his lines in English, where you have an actor opposite him talking in, like, I don't know, Italian, and then they'll maybe do this weird dubbing process. It's weird. I can't explain it, but it's odd. They've always got this weird kind of parts of it's in English, parts of it's dubbed.
So it's a bit like the Man with No Name trilogy.
I don't know.
Okay, because that's the same thing for that, because they have a lot of things for that. So yeah, Tony 2, have you seen Demons?
No, I have not. And I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Have you got it?
I don't.
Okay. 21?
I've seen Demons. I haven't seen Demons 2 yet.
What's your thoughts of Demons 1?
It was good. It's been a while since I've seen it. I did get the I guess Arrow had a release.
Yeah, they did a double pack, didn't they?
Yeah, I got that, but I haven't rewatched it, but I do remember enjoying it. That's the one with the theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think that set you've got comes with the ticket.
Be honest with you, I haven't even opened that set up.
Okay, right, yeah. So yeah, I think that comes with the ticket that goes to the cinema. But I could be wrong. Evander, have you seen it?
No, I can't say that I have seen the movie Demons, but I have heard a little bit. But I don't really know what it's about. But I'll be willing to give it a check out if people recommend it to me. I'll definitely go ahead and watch it.
Well, I'll tell you what, then Jason will give you a synopsis of it.
It's about demons.
Fuck's sake. It's very deep. That's really deep.
So just to let you just a quick synopsis, like as quick as possible, like in a sentence. It's about a demon outbreak in a cursed cinema. It's awesome.
Oh, okay.
I really recommend it.
All right, I'll definitely make sure to have a look out for that one on next Blu-ray hunting.
It's on Arrow, so it should be quite readily available. I think.
Okay.
I'll just get rid of some spam at the bottom there. But we're back. Yeah. Always somebody who wants to come on. It's almost like every stream I do or I see, there's already somebody comes in with a recent movie and tries to put spoilers in it, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because people are absolute idiots.
Do you have mods in the chat?
I think you're one of them.
I think when I'm a guest, as in joined through the link, I don't think I can actually delete it.
Well, you see, what I used to do is you should do it on the phone. So I've got my phone here, but down here, I've got it on the wife's works laptop, which means I can go straight to the bottom of the message and come straight back up so that I can get rid of it straight away. Sophie's put, never seen any of the... Right, Jason, you need to rectify this. Obviously not the next generation, though.
The thing is, I did, like, in my opinion, the majority of that franchise is dog shit. So, I think the first film is obviously classic, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the original movie, but that's just me. Yeah, the original is a classic. Number 2 is kind of so bad it's good. 3 and 4 are awful. I love the remake. I thought the remake is great. And then everything else after the remake until this new one, there's been a bit meh. So I don't think she's missing too much, in my opinion.
I'll have to say the one with I think it's Leatherface or the beginning. I can't remember the one with Alexandra Daddario in it. I like that one because it's got Alexandra.
That was
Daddario
the 2013 one. Yeah.
Okay, but I liked it because she was in it. Then obviously the other one's got Jessica Biel in it. So Leatherface got good drawing power for attractive ladies. Anybody who's hot coming in. What else Sophie put? That's me and Jason's fave hobby while watching films is destroying it with logic. Did with Hook and School of Rock. What did he do with Hook and School of Rock?
So, Hook is really bad on a rewatch. If you love it as a kid and rewatch it as an adult like we did, it's just like, what the fuck is this movie? It's just There's this whole middle portion that is just unnecessarily just dragged out for no reason. Just doesn't make sense for anything. It's just bad. It's just like, this wouldn't happen. This is stupid. This is dumb. Obviously, it's meant to be like imagination and whatever, but who cares about that? Throw that out in the bin. But School of Rock is the worst offender of logic, because there's no way a like top tier school, private school for rich people, will let this random dude pretend to be another dude to teach. There's fuck off. It'd be like background checks, checking the CV. Even if they were recommended by another school, they would have photographic, ID, all that. It's that film's just a broken mess if you look at it logically. It just wouldn't happen.
But it's enjoyable, though.
I love that film. I think it's great. but with logic, it's just it just comes crumbling down.
It's got a good soundtrack.
Oh, I love it.
It's got Led Zeppelin's
Immigrant Song.
That's a good immigrant song. Yeah, I love that song. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 was a fun and bloody 80 minutes. Another brilliant bus. I love that bus scene.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I did too.
There's always something, isn't it? Really, like in like a remake or something where you go, "We've seen that. Oh, you got to watch this." There's always that one scene, and like I'm trying to think of one for Halloween 2018. Well, there's that one scene. I can't. I think I don't know, but I think for Halloween 2018, the one scene that always springs to my mind is when he puts the mask on at the boot of the car for the first time. But not the first time, but since he's been incarcerated for the first time.
I quite, whenever I think of Halloween 2018, I always think of like the public toilet sequence.
Yeah.
Oh
where
yeah,
he puts, the teeth over the top.
That's
like,
the bit I don't get with that. Why has he taken the guy's teeth out to go to that girl and go, "Look what I've got"? I don't get that.
See, logic. So you're breaking it down now. You're doing what I do. Stop. Don't do it, Paul. Don't do it.
Oh, okay. But yes, the bus scene is it's just really, really, really good.
We've had some really good bus scenes in movies, haven't we? Shang-Chi, Nobody.
Yeah.
Now Texas Chainsaw. It's been a good 12 months for bus scenes in movies.
There's going to be one in the Batman next week, isn't there? You're going to come out with you enjoyed 3 hours. It was good. Do you remember the bus scene in Batman? Oh my god, it was so good. That's you. Evander's commenting now. I didn't even see that. Sorry, dude.
Yeah. It's all right.
Brent Madison. I recommend important Alligator 4K from the UK. Great chance. I've never seen Alligator. Now I'm presuming. Now I think Tony Basement will have got that because he's going to reach over and get it now. I'm guessing.
Right.
Yeah, it's because that came out for you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you pick it up, Tony, as well?
I did, yeah.
Have you seen it before?
No.
Yeah,
I've seen the trailer, but
Is
it
it
like an 80s kind of Jaws ripoff?
To be honest with you, I'm not really sure. But anything to do with creatures, alligators, sharks, any of those kind of movies are always fun to watch.
Yep. I am fancy watching
it.
it.
Do you like Critters?
Yeah, that's cool.
I love Critters. It's like one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
You had to get a critter in at some point, didn't you?
This is my new cry. This is Simon. Say hello to Simon, everyone.
No, because it's not real.
So
don't encourage him, Tony.
How many of those do you have?
I only got 2. I've got that one, which was it's quite a cheap little thing from China. It's nothing like amazing. I've got an actual hand puppet that actually looks like it's made from molds from like Critters 3, where you can actually use it as a hand puppet. I'm not going to get it. I can't bother to move. But yeah, I've got 2 of them. I do have one that I've been waiting for like 3 years for. That is a replica made from official molds from Critters 2. I paid silly money for it. I don't know if you know about a guy called Elite Replicas. He makes like replicas for like horror films and stuff. Because of the pandemic, it's kind of messed up his manufacturing process. So I've waited like 3 years for that one. Hopefully this year's the year I actually receive it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Critters.
I guess it'll be one of a kind. He's only making one for you.
No, it's a business. Like he does it for everyone. But you can ask him, oh, can I have it with black fur or brown fur, red fur? You can kind of make it kind of your own.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's his actual work is incredible. Like they look like they're straight out of the movies. They're really good.
So yeah, it's Alligator. Alligator must be an 80s movie then, is it? I'm presuming.
What did you say?
Alligator, the release, would it be in the 80s?
Let's see.
It feels and looks like an 80s movie.
Yeah, I can't really tell. Let me look it up. I'll look it up and see.
Is that a Scream Factory release?
It is.
Is it like the Halloween sets that are like with the hard slip boxes?
It's not. No.
Oh, okay, that's a shame.
That's disappointing.
So it's 1980, exactly 1980.
Oh well,
Cool.
good guess. Well, I wouldn't say good guess. I'm guessing the good decade guess probably. Oh yeah, also over here in the UK we've had 88 films. Is it 88 films?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did the Urban Legend trilogy, then they did the last. Well, they did Last Night. I know he did Last Summer trilogy, and then they did the Urban Legend trilogy. Then they did the Anaconda 4 films.
Yeah.
And now they're doing Species. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you guys got those coming, or do you?
Yeah, I've got mine pre-ordered. I always order from 88 Films. I like their box sets.
So are they? I could be wrong here, but they're a UK based.
They are.
So you've got to get it shipped over, obviously.
Yep.
Oh dear. Evander's gone again. I'm not happy with this. What about you, Tony? Are you going to pick up the Species?
I don't know. I didn't even know they were making one, so.
Yeah, it's
Probably not.
going to be. I don't know when the release date is, but they've done that, and then we've had the new Arrow releases coming out. They're doing Wild Things is coming out in 4K.
Yeah.
And that. Still, see, for me, people are like, "Oh, first day one purchase." If you didn't get the Denise Richards boob scene in there, would that be as popular as it is?
You know, I've never actually seen. Well,
I haven't seen it, no.
I can't say that I've seen it either.
Oh, well,
I
if
haven't.
you're a fan of Denise Richards, there's one particular scene you might like in it.
Is she? Because I'm terrible with like names and actors' names. Is she from Starship Troopers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Used to be married to Charlie Sheen.
Tammy and the T-Rex. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
and I
I
guess
know
it's
one
just-
fine then.
and Nev Campbell, right?
Yes. Nev Campbell.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I used to be a big fan of Nev Campbell over when Scream first came out. And then I don't know, I just went off her. Sorry, Nev, if you're watching. I know you're not, but if you are, I'm sorry. I just went off you. After you did Scream 3, I just went off you. But yes, quickly moving on before I embarrass myself. All time. Oh, here we go. So we're going to start off with. I know what Jason's is, but I'm going to start off with him anyway. All time favorite horror franchise and his favorite film from that franchise. So we're going to go Jason, 22, Evander, and then Tony Basement. So Jason, you're first.
Friday the 13th is my favorite horror franchise. The favorite film from that franchise. This is where we get the hate comments. Is the 2009 remake. I absolutely adore that movie.
Same here, Jason.
Love that film. Derek Mears, hands down for me, is the scariest Jason Voorhees we've ever had on screen. And yeah, I'm pretty gutted we never got a sequel to that film because it's awesome.
Didn't really need one though, did it?
But it would have been nice to see another film after it with Derek Mears as Jason.
Because it's funny how we've gone from Texas Chainsaw, then they had The Beginning, then they had Leatherface. With like Friday the 13th, they've had the kind of reboot, and that was it. They never really followed that up, really, did they?
No.
It's had a lot of copyright issues over the last 10 years. So it's been in like kind of copyright limbo for all that time,
Okay.
which is annoying.
Right, 22.
Would be Halloween, but Child's Play is like very close to that as well, right next to the favorite from Halloween. I actually like Halloween 2, not the Rob Zombie one, the original Halloween 2. And
Yeah.
Child's Play would be the first one.
Go on then, Evander.
Mine would definitely be Halloween because I absolutely love the character of Michael Myers. He just pretty much just stood out to me as a great serial killer and slasher and stuff like that. And that's why I based one of my Blu-ray hunts of dressing up as him in one of my
Self
Blu-ray hunts.
promotion. Self promotion. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Halloween is my favorite horror franchise.
Which one in there is the best, though? In your opinion?
For me, well, because I had a really great time, I would say Halloween Kills for me, because I just loved the brutality that Michael brought to the whole movie. And man, I've never seen a brutal side of Michael like that before ever, and I just loved every minute.
Personal favorite kill on that one for me would be the fluorescent light tube.
Nice,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That, and then the fact is, like, I'm going to take the piss out of you here because you've got all these lovely knives up on a magnet. We'll take one. We'll take another one. It's almost like, isn't that like that knife holder you can get, where it's like a guy like that and you've got all the knives in him? It was almost like that on a kitchen table.
Everybody was laughing on the opening night on that scene in the cinema. It was great.
It was good.
Yeah.
Basement, Tony?
Yeah, so mine would be Friday the 13th also, and I really like part 2. Also, I enjoyed Freddy versus Jason.
Cool. I think mine personally would be Halloween, and for me, nothing. Although I'll do like all the other ones, nothing beats 1978's original. I just love the rawness of it, the budget restraints of it, the music of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's perfection in a. Apart from the one bit, where, I wouldn't say the one bit, but it's the first time you actually see Michael without his mask as well.
Yeah.
And you kind of see a little bit of a deformed eye.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that for me is just. I love all the other ones. I mean, big shout out to Halloween 3 as well. I don't think it gets enough love as it's deserved. I really enjoyed that. I used to creep me out as a kid with all the snakes and the centipedes and coming out of the masks.
Mm-hmm.
And that silver. I mean, that's when we first got the Halloween Kills trailer, and I saw the silver shamrock masks. I was just like, yes,
Yeah.
because that kind of makes it in the kind of same universe, which is
Yeah.
nice. And all the whole of the 2 more days till Halloween. I just love that. And also that kind of leaves it open at the end of that, or whether or not that's because at the end of, if you think it kind of didn't continue and there's only going to be like an anthology as such, and you don't know if Michael died at the beginning of the first one, and you ignore the second one, then you don't know if things finished at the end of the third one as they did. I just like that kind of how it's kind of left open. So for me, Halloween, but I'm still a big fan of the Resident Evil Mia Jovovich movies, and I just love the first one of that one.
Oh, I love those movies. Yeah.
Even though I did really like the Welcome to Raccoon City, I know it got a lot of hate, but I really did enjoy it. I think I'm probably the only people I know, and the only person of a few that I know that actually enjoyed it. Yeah, I think Jason would go, it's a crap film that I enjoyed. I think that's how Jason would describe it. The new Resi one.
Oh no, it's just crap. It's just shit.
Have you seen that?
I didn't like it at all.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like it at all.
I agree.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Me neither. I actually watched it last week when I went out for like a movie hunt with my family, and I pulled the trigger and I brought it on 4K, and then I watched it that afternoon, and then I just was like, am I ever going to get those 2 hours back?
Liar, you said you were enjoying it. Liar.
I was enjoying it, but then it kind of started going a bit downhill, right? It's because I've played the video games, and I'm a big fan of the Resident Evil franchise. But then when it started like kind of like going down, I just got a bit bored.
There's some major contentions with that film. Like how is Leon this dumb? Like how?
Yeah.
How is he? He's like borderline moronic in this movie. And Albert Wesker, who's meant to be the big bag in the video games, is the most weird. Like the casting choices for every character is fucking weird.
I just
Yeah,
thought
terrible.
Wesker
That's
is
terrible.
having big like Umbrella Academy. You know, he's built. Obviously, I've only seen a few episodes of Umbrella Academy, but he's built up massively, isn't he? In Umbrella Academy, the actor.
Look, what I want in a Resident Evil film is for Wesker to go Chris, and then Chris Redfield punch a boulder. Please make that happen, Hollywood. I just want to see that in a movie. Thanks.
Okay. So if Nev Campbell's watching as well as Hollywood, the messages are getting through, Jace. Right, so Andrew's back. I managed to snag the Omen Scream Factory Blu-ray set on a. Yeah, I'm fancy. I wish they had the Scream Factory stuff over here because I want to get that one. I know that they did a Fly box set, didn't they, with the original
well.
Vincent Price ones.
Yeah.
Critters one.
I just ordered that, by the way.
Don't tell me that kind of stuff. You make me jealous. Because you make me jealous because I want that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I've got region 3 now, so I can actually watch it. So yeah,
And
why not capitalize on
didn't
it?
Andrew pick up Exorcist 2: The Heretic as well?
He did, yeah, on Saturday.
Yeah, because isn't that everyone's worst Exorcist film? I've
haven't
never seen
the
it, so I wouldn't know. But I know that it's judged as being the third one is the proper sequel. Apparently.
I've only ever seen the first one, so.
Oh well, cool. Right, what we got? Oh, Sue's here.
Hey, Sue.
Oh, she's waiting for a video upload.
Hey, Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Hey, Sue.
Me too.
I see.
Everyone say hi? No, I've already done that, so okay. We got decided to rewatch The Shining because, yeah, Shining,
Yeah.
Brilliant movie.
Top.
awesome.
Fantastic.
Probably my favourite Kubrick, I would have hazard a guess. That then Full Metal Jacket, I think are my top 2 favourite Kubrick movies. I still haven't seen 2000. I'm going to hide and shame here, but I've never seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, so I apologise.
Neither.
Oh, that's
I've
okay.
never seen that movie either. So
Yeah, I've
so
not.
you're not
I
alone.
own it, but I have not watched it yet.
So,
Yeah.
so am I correct in thinking that we're all big like film buffs? We've all got our own film YouTube channels, but one that's probably voted one of the best films ever made. We've never seen. Is that right?
Yeah, I've heard so many people
Yeah.
talk about how boring it is, and I don't want to take the time to watch it.
No, I. That's exactly the reason. I think when I first started watching it, and I thought, "What's going on here? Is it wrong?" Because there's that massive darkness at
Yeah.
the very, very beginning. I'm like, "There's nothing." But obviously, it's supposed to be like in the Bible, isn't it? Before there was light, there was this darkness, and I think that's what Kubrick's trying to do. And then obviously, then it comes to so many years prehistoric and whatever, where all the apes are there banging this big obelisk or whatever it is. I think that's as far as I got, and I went, God, it's took me 20 minutes to get to this stage here, and I've got other stuff I want to do, so just haven't watched it.
I have a question for all of you. Do you guys ever feel like when there's a classic film from like decades prior that is lauded, that everybody loves, that you haven't seen, do you guys get kind of intimidated about checking it out just in case you won't feel the same as everybody else? Sometimes I feel like that, like, oh, yes, I don't know, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I've never seen Shawshank Redemption, right? Just putting that out there. I bought the 4.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen. He hasn't seen Shawshank Redemption. I'm only joking. Just because he said he hasn't seen Shawshank Redemption. Oh, he's not happy.
But like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel kind of nervous that I'm gonna watch it and not like it, and be one of those people because it's been lauded so highly in the movie world. Like, it's like I've seen it in so many like best movies ever lists on YouTube that I get a bit intimidated with some films like that. I don't know if you guys ever feel the same.
I'll tell you a story, Jason, about Shawshank. My wife. So for me, right, I love my guitar-based music. I love movies, and I love watching the football or soccer over here. The wife doesn't like dance music and not indie music. She doesn't like watching films, and she doesn't watch football or soccer. I put on the Shawshank Redemption, and she absolutely loved it. And she doesn't watch many films. Bearing in mind, her favorite film is probably Legally Blonde. So, but she loved the Shawshank Redemption, and it is I can see why some people might not 2001. I can see why people might not like Citizen Kane. I could see why some people might not like other kind of well-known. But with Shawshank, I'd say it's just brilliant. You honestly, Jason, I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. And I know you could kind of take a step back and going in there and going, I'm more or less feeling the pressure to like this. I'm going to come out thinking that I might not. But honestly, I don't think I know anyone who doesn't like Shawshank. There's nobody here that doesn't like Shawshank, is there?
Nope. I like it.
I've never seen it.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest fan.
Really?
Oh, Jesus, what's going on with this?
Yeah.
Right, you're not getting invited on again, Tony. Jason, you're not coming on again. So have you not seen either, Evander? That surprises me, that.
No, I've never seen the Shawshank Redemption, and I haven't even seen the Schindler's List as well. I've never seen that one either.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
I haven't seen a lot of stuff. I disappoint people a lot.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Tony, that you hadn't seen Schindler's List.
Yeah, I've got it, and I've always wanted to watch it, but I just never found myself in the place to where I watched it. I really I need to watch it. I know it's excellent, but I just haven't really found that time to sit down and watch it.
I always remember with regards to Schindler's List, I got a story is that I only took my dad's dad, my granddad, who's not with us now, to see Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Wow.
I took him to see Schindler's List. And it was at that stage where it was the in thing to get your big plastic thing of nachos with your hot cheese sauce. And I remember that I got them and I sat there. And there was a scene where I don't want to sound not very sympathetic, and I don't want to sound like I'm taking this out of context, but there's a part where they're burning the bodies in the concentration camp. And my granddad turned to me and went, "This is really realistic because you can smell it." I was like, "That's my nachos." But you can smell the cheese. And I always remember that because obviously it's his thing. He was on D-Day and things like that, and it's like, I always remember, whenever I think of Schindler's List, I always remember the time when they're at the concentration camp and he turns to me and goes, "I haven't been to the cinema in a while. This is so realistic that makes it smell like it now." I'm like, "No, that's just me nachos. So I hope Dead Bodies Burning doesn't smell like nachos." But yeah, I mean, I think with like Shawshank, I didn't say this with Schindler's List, I felt like I had to see that. It was one of those things that I had to see, a bit like that thing that Peter Jackson did about what do you call it? I forgot the name of it. They Shall Not Grow Old. When he got all the World War I footage and brought it back into kind of 4K rendering. Right. It's one of those things where you feel like when your kids are growing up, that they need to sit down and watch. I think, to realize, not the kind of Nazi Inglorious Bastards kind of Nazis, but this is the real stuff, really.
Well, the only concentration camp movie that I can say that I have seen is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Yep, excellent.
That movie I have seen, and my God, that actually did make me cry. And I'm not the sort of person to watch movies of that genre, but because we were watching it in high school around the time, I had never watched anything like it, and that just surprised the hell out of me. How bad it was.
I couldn't get through that one because I couldn't be done with all the Germans having English accents, and because of that, it kind of took me off. It kind of took me away from it. So I mean, I've got it. It's upstairs in the loft because Big Paulie sent it to me to watch, and I just started it, but I just couldn't get my head around it. At least put on a German accent, put something on. But because they didn't, and I was just like, I couldn't do it. So yes, but that's right, is that one. But there's not that many. Well, in a kind of good way, concentration camp movies, really.
Going back to Schindler's List for a second. I've not seen the film, but if you, it's quite fascinating looking behind the scenes of that movie. That the fact that Spielberg jumped between Jurassic Park and that movie, like basically he was shooting Schindler's List, then jumped back, started to edit Jurassic Park, and then jumped back again. Apparently, almost like made him stop doing films because it absolutely like destroyed him almost. It's crazy. That guy is a legend for a reason in the movie world. Like,
hell yeah,
who does that? Just they're probably the two biggest movies of that year, right? Arguably.
I had never seen anything like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas after I watched it. never took the time to see how bad it was back then, and it just broke your heart to see how people were treated as slaves, and just breaks your heart, really.
Yeah. Well, there's only two things that affected me movie-wise or TV-wise with regards to the Holocaust. It's Schindler's List, because there's that end scene in it, and it hits me every time, of modern day at the end of it. And then Band of Brothers, and I think it's in the penultimate episode, when they're going to the concentration camp and release all the Jews out of there.
Yeah, I've
And
seen
I
Band
just-
of Brothers, yeah.
That, and you obviously know what episode I'm talking about then in that
Yep.
one.
Yep.
And I was just that hit me. It just hits you so hard how it can just be. How anybody can do that to another human being is ridiculous. But
I know,
yes,
I know, yeah.
I'm not going to get to. Let's not get to. Let's not go down World War II route. What's this? Oh! If you get a movie room in our future house, is something that you want to make an announcement tonight, there, Jason?
I mean, me and Soph talk about like the future all the time because why start a relationship if you're not looking?
You're not getting
towards
any. You're not getting any
future,
younger,
right?
Jason. Let's be honest.
No, shut up for me. I'm fucking talking. Right, you slag. Like you're saying, like anything I got announced. No, but like she's saying that because we spoke about the future. Why would you start a relationship if it isn't about the future, right? So. Yeah, I've said to her, like, I'd love to have our own house and have a room dedicated to movies. That's the dream, right? Like, So
I'm in my dream.
Yeah.
Although it has to be
I've
cold now and again.
never dreamt about you, Paul, at all. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you have. That's why you messaged me. Can I have a quick call? I need to see your face. Right, okay, quickly moving on. Right, we're going to start with Tony. Movies and more. Favorite Jake Gyllenhaal or whatever his name is, film.
I don't have one off the top of my head.
Can you name any?
I know he was in Stronger. I think that was it. I'll have to Google it now.
So you got Donnie Darko, you got Prisoners, you got Nightcrawler.
Oh, Prisoners is good. Yeah, Prisoners and Nightcrawlers are good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot he was.
21.
Yeah, I would go with Prisoners also, and of course, Nightcrawlers is a great one also.
Would you throw Donnie in there?
No,
Everest?
yeah, but as far as Jake Gyllenhaal's performance, I think Prisoners was the best.
Yeah.
And then of course the way he changed his self to be in Nightcrawler,
Yeah.
really spoke. But those are really the two top ones that I can think of.
Yeah. Jess?
I have nothing.
Okay. Fair enough.
I have no answer for you.
Evander's going to say Spider-Man No Way Home. Far From Home.
No. There is a different one besides that one, and that one is Brothers with Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Natalie
so,
Portman, is it?
I think so, but that for me would be my favorite Jake Gyllenhaal movie with Toby, because like I just loved the whole relationship that he had with his brother, and it was just such a great war film that I just loved both performances from both characters, and like you could see the connection between how they were as brothers, and it was awesome. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. That would probably have to be my favorite Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Brothers.
Fair enough.
So,
I've
yeah.
never seen it, but I know of it.
Yeah.
I think for me, probably along the same lines, I'm probably going to have to be between Prisoners. I love Nightcrawler. He's such a vindictive little bastard in Nightcrawler. And also Donnie Darko, because I just love Donnie Darko. And obviously that was his major breakthrough movie.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have...
I need to rewatch that. It's been a long time since I've seen Donnie Darko.
Well, I
also
started
was
watching
really-
it, but then the Arrow thing had a problem with the disc.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched it since I got the replacement disc.
He also was pretty good in that boxing movie known as Southpaw.
Yeah.
He was pretty good in that movie too, because I do like my fighting movies and everything, and I thought I would check that one out, and damn, that was pretty good.
I'll throw
Pretty
one in the
solid
mix that
performance.
I enjoyed, but I wouldn't say was my favourite, which was Source Code.
Oh yes, I've seen Salt. Yeah,
I enjoyed that one. Very Quantum Leap-esque.
yeah.
Especially how it's got Scott Bakula doing the voiceover of his dad at the end. I was just like, that's really made it Quantum Leap now, because I didn't know he was going to be doing the voice of it at the end.
Yeah, he's been in like so many movies, like The Day After Tomorrow, Jarhead, and stuff like that.
Jarhead's
He's
good as well.
Yeah, and I can't believe that he actually played Prince of Persia as well. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a surprise.
Have you seen Prince of Persia?
Yes,
I enjoyed that.
have. Yeah, I used to play the games on the PlayStation 2, so that's how I knew about Prince of Persia. So yeah.
And one of his earlier films was called October Sky. It's a really good one, also.
Is that about alien abduction?
No, but it's hard to explain, but definitely check it out if you have an opportunity. October Sky is a really good one.
I'm thinking Fire in the Sky, I think.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Okay, I have heard of October Sky, but I can't quite remember what it's about. So that means that I've probably heard of it, but never seen it.
Yeah.
But no, that'll be on my list. Jason pays me in Chinese food to go out with him. Fair enough.
I mean, easy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Lucas says, yes, he made an account on Letterboxd. My name is Lucas Movie Fan. Lucas Movie Fan. Follow me. I'll be honest, Lucas, I used to have Letterboxd, but I can't be bothered to go through every time I watch a film to upload on it or put a review up for anything. So I struggle to get a YouTube video out more than anything else. So,
I list everything on Letterboxd. So every day when I watch a movie, it's on Letterboxd. So I'll definitely add him.
Do you want me to put his thing back up? Lucas Movie Fan.
Okay.
See, I got Letterboxd last year because I heard it's a cool like kind of social media where you can record what movies you've seen and put reviews. I started to really get into it and actually write reviews out and record a diary of what I've seen. Then I just stopped, and I just don't plan to continue. I don't know, just
yeah.
It's a good way of just keeping track of what you've watched. That's mostly what I use it for, just to kind of keep track every day. And I don't really do reviews on it. I just usually just leave the number of stars or hearts or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is the only review that I've ever done on was the one for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. But that was the only one that I've done a movie review on, and it got a lot of positivity. But then I just felt that I'm not into full detail about stuff. Like I'll just watch it, and then I just have a knowledge about it. But there's so many people that are going to be doing reviews for it, so I just don't really take the time to try and do it.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, if you got the time to do Letterboxd, great, spot on. I mean, personally, I don't. Like I said, I started doing it, but it's not for me. It's bad enough having to put, say, a video out and then put stuff on Facebook and then put stuff on Instagram. It's just constant social media. Lucas also says that Dark Knight is his favourite superhero film. Fair play.
Okay, nice.
Pete's
Great
put,
choice.
which actor or actress would you like to get an autograph of?
Are we starting with anyone in particular?
I'll go first.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Russell Crowe, because I want him to sign a Gladiator poster so I can get it framed.
Awesome.
Because it's my all-time favourite movie, and the director is from my neck of the woods, and I just love the film. And I like Russell Crowe.
Quickly, sorry. Speaking about Gladiator,
Yes.
would you like it on VHS? Because my charity shop's got it on VHS.
I'll be honest, Jason, it's very nice of you getting me to send to me, but it will just collect dust and probably go in the loft. So the answer is no, but thank you very much.
Right. No worries.
The soundtrack's great. I've still got the soundtrack down here, so I appreciate that. But with VHS, it's thank you, but no thank you.
Cool.
Okay, anyway. So, Tony. I don't know, Tony moves him. I don't know if it's Tony.
Probably Angelina Jolie, just because.
Just because Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. No, what's her face? Transformers lass.
Well, that'd be good too.
Okay.
Megan Fox.
That's the one. Yes.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't really care much for autographs. So I guess I would go with, I like the idea of getting the poster signed. So maybe I'll get Robert Downey Jr. to sign one of my Avengers posters.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, Jace.
An actor would be Arnold Schwarzenegger because it's fucking Schwarzenegger. Actress, I don't know, probably Sigourney Weaver because I love aliens and she's awesome in that. So probably I'm going to throw out a curveball though. This is not an actor or an actress, but it is a production team. I would love to meet the Chiodo brothers who done the Critters puppets for Critters and have them like sign my Scream Factory box set or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so you have the Scream Factory box set for Critters?
I've just ordered it, so I should have it in like a week or so.
Yeah, I've got that one.
What you, Evander, then?
For me would be all 3 Spider-Men that I would ask for their autographs because I've got every single one of their still books for every single Spider-Man movie. So I would like to meet Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and Tobey Maguire. That's who I would love to have autographs by.
For some reason, my phone was fully charged. It's now down to 20%. So at some point on the next, I'll have to do a little switcheroo and get things sorted. Susan put Michael Keaton was her first Batman. Speaking of Batman, who's your favourite Joker?
Heath Ledger.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Jack Nicholson because if you're looking for me, if you're looking for like comic to screen, I think Jack Nicholson is like his Joker's pretty much straight out of the comics. His laugh, the way he is, I just think it's awesome.
Anybody else?
I think I'll go with Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger also.
I'm going to try and charge my phone whilst we're here.
Because the reason why I choose Heath Ledger is because I just loved his whole persona character of the Joker. He was like demonic. He was serious. He was dark. He was brutal, and I just loved his character. Like he got a ton of hate when he was first casted, and like people were saying, "Oh, like he ain't gonna be a good Joker," and all this. And what did he do? He proved people wrong. Mm-hmm. He became one of the most successful Jokers I've ever seen in my life, and I am still heartbroken to this day that he sadly passed away. But yeah, he for me would always be my one-time Joker. And don't get me wrong, Jack Nicholson, phenomenal job. He played a really, really good Joker, and I did enjoy Joaquin Phoenix as well. Mm-hmm. I thought he was pretty good as Joker. But yeah,
I'd go for Jack Nicholson just because he was my first. That sounds bad. He was my first Joker. I did like Cesar Romero as well.
Yeah, Cesar Romero. Mm-hmm.
That's the Adam West version.
Yep,
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, everyone's done a good performance apart from Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Jared Leto was shit.
Yep, Jared Leto is the most shittiest Joker
Don't beat around the bush. Straight in with it. Which is Jason is based. It is based in Year 2 Batman. That's correct.
I am looking forward to see how Jared Leto portrays as Morbius though, coming up next month. So I am excited for that.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's almost like Marvel or like DC and Marvel are giving him a second chance to get into the comic book universe.
Was that
even though
the Morbius film?
Yeah, I know a lot about the character of Michael Morbius, so I know I'm going to enjoy this movie because I've read the comics about him and everything. So I know I'm going to enjoy it.
I just didn't think the trailer made it look good. I thought it looked bad going by the trailer, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. It looks very Venom-esque as opposed to Marvel's MCU, doesn't it?
Well, he does say, doesn't he? He goes, "We are Venom," and then just goes, "Oh, I'm only joking" in the trailer. So I think it's in that it's in the Sony verse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because in the trailer they actually mentioned about an incident that happened in San Francisco. That was the battle between Carnage and Venom. So they referenced that whole fight that happened between both those characters, and then they kind of referenced it in Morbius. So it's all connected in the same timeline. So
And you've got Vulture in it as well, haven't you?
yeah, I couldn't believe that when I saw Keaton. Like that just surprised the hell out of me. But what surprised me most is that this was confirmed to be in the Raimi universe, because like we see a picture of Tobey Maguire like in an alleyway, and it says murderer because it carries on from Far From Home when he got accused from Mysterio. So that kind of really got me intrigued on like what they're going to do with the character of Michael Morbius, because apparently he goes from hero to anti-hero to villain. So they kind of are going down those 3 steps, and that's what I'm looking forward to seeing, because apparently we're supposed to be seeing cameo of like either Toby or Tom Holland, and we could see them battle at some point, which I'm going to be looking forward to seeing.
Could we see Blade in this film? Because
We
Morbius
did.
is a vampire, right?
That is true, and Morbius was in one of the Blade movies, from what I remember. He was in one of the original ones, because there was a guy standing on top of a building, and Blade sees him, but then he just doesn't take no notice of him and just goes a different way. But we did get a reference to Blade in the Eternals, even though that's not a very good Marvel movie. But they referenced Blade when we see the sword. Yeah, so that's got me excited to see his introduction. Even though I would have preferred Wesley Snipes, but you know, I know the guy that is going to be playing him will probably pull off a good job, because he was in what was it, Luke Cage, the guy that's going to be playing the new Blade, so he should be pretty good.
Fingers crossed. Here's another thing: is John Carpenter's thinking about making a sequel to the thing, isn't he?
No way.
Thanks. No thanks.
No. Don't do that. No,
See,
that
the thing
movie's
is with the thing-
that movie's a masterpiece. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it.
The end of the thing is very much like the end of the first Halloween, is where it kind of should have been left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
There is a
ambiguous.
big
Yeah.
question mark over it.
I
And
watched
the
that
4K
recently on 4K, and it's
The
absolutely
4K is insane.
it's so good. Like absolutely, like one of my favorite 80s horrors of all time. The thing. The thing I have the problem with this, where he goes, John Carpenter might be making a sequel to the thing, that has been kind of rumored about. I think it's only come up because all of these resurgence of popular horror franchises are doing like direct sequels to like the originals of them. The problem is John Carpenter hasn't directed in 10 years. I don't believe he's going to come out of retirement for this. And the last film he did wasn't very good. So who's to say he's going to be good at directing now? We don't know. And also, like we said earlier, the ending is so beautifully ambiguous and bleak to that original film that it needs to stay that way. As soon as you make a sequel, you're answering those mystery questions that you don't want answered.
Yeah.
Bad idea, if you ask me.
So what was the last one he did? Was it The Ward?
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Speaking of like them doing sequels, there's a little bit of talk going around that Adam Wingard, the director of Godzilla vs. Kong, was asked if he would ever do a sequel to his 2016 of the Blair Witch, which I know wasn't a really, really good success in the box office, and people want to know what happens next, because it left on a cliffhanger when I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The 2016 Blair Witch movie.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, which is called The Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Blair Witch.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that, because when it came out, it didn't get, when the first trailer came out, it never got advertised as being a Blair Witch.
No.
It just got, and I went kind of, is that, and then it changed its title, I believe, halfway through.
Yeah, I actually went to the opening night of that, and trust me, that I regretted that decision. Jeez, never again.
It.
No, I was meaning that it freaked the hell out of me, because I went to the midnight. It's because I went to the midnight screening. I didn't come out until near enough 2 a.m. in the morning, and me and my friends just looked at each other, and we were like, "What the hell did we just put ourselves through?" I didn't even sleep that night, but I still went out and got it on release day because I enjoyed it, and but it didn't make my experience any better when they decided to do it in IMAX. But then they brought a feature in on where they would shake the bloody chairs, so that freaked me out even more. So that was.
I remember going to see the first one back in '98.
Yeah, yeah, it was that long. Yeah, that didn't
like
get
an old girlfriend.
get
At
a
the
good,
time,
that
she
didn't
couldn't
get a
sleep.
very good reputation. Hmm.
I'd happily put the original Blair Witch Project on the most overrated films of all time list because it's overrated as fuck. I couldn't care less about that.
When did you watch it though, Jason?
Like mid 2000s.
Yeah, so I think if you watched it when it came out, it'll be you might have had a different. If I watch it now, it won't have the same impact of me from when I watched it first time at the cinema.
So
because
true.
it's
Yeah.
the first genre defining of that found footage.
Found
That
footage.
was the
Yeah.
first one.
People
Yeah,
are
But if you watch it now, because so many different found footages have come out, it's going to be you'll be used to it. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I still like Book of Shadows. I think Book of Shadows gets a bad rep. I enjoy Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
But I might be on my own with that.
I've not seen it, so I can't comment.
I haven't seen it
I've
either.
never seen it either. So
I've just seen the original Blair Witch Project. That's the only one I've seen.
yeah, I own both steel books for both Blair Witch movies. I just wanted to collect them, really.
Which ones then? Which one? What, the original and the newest one?
Yes, yeah, I've got the red one, and I've also got the original one that's got like the original logo, and
Okay.
Yeah.
So not Book of Shadows.
no,
don't
but I
think
will.
I don't even think they even got a Blu-ray release over here.
Really?
Didn't get one
Wow.
here.
Sorry, Tony, what did you say? It did.
It didn't get one over here either. It's just DVD.
Oh, okay. Interesting. What's it got then? Dark Knight is a bus scene at the start of the Joker. This is true. We're about. Let me just have a look here. We are 40 minutes behind the comments. So, yeah, Paul knows all the best bits of parts of the films. He just told me all wild things. Told you. Will Evander be getting dressed up as Spider-Man for No Way Home Blu-ray hunt?
I mean, now you have to now.
I've got a
We've
funny
brought it
feeling
up.
that he's already got that planned, but he doesn't want to break it, so it's not a surprise. So I'll quickly move on from that. In Freddy vs. Jason, I find Jason a bit of a drip. I love the remake of Friday the 13th. Looking forward to getting my copy from Jason.
I love that movie.
That's a
As
fun
what
movie.
Jason said, it's a phenomenal film. I love it.
It doesn't deserve the
Scott's
hate
here?
that it gets.
No, it don't. And I'm still jealous about
Scott?
that Friday the 13th set you got, Jason. Absolutely jealous of you getting that. Oh,
The only thing I'm jealous about that set is it's because it's got the 3D version of Part 3.
Yeah.
Doesn't come with glasses though, which is odd. So I don't know in what aspect the 3D works. Do I have to have a 3D TV for it to
You do.
You
actually
have to have a
work?
3D telly.
You do, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't, so I won't be watching that in 3D.
Oh, Welcome to Raccoon City with Leon a joke. This is how far we're behind. At least the other ones were fun and had me a Jovovich in.
Yeah, I
Neil's
did,
put- oh, sorry, I'm just going to get going.
I'd happily watch the first two Mila Jovovich Resident Evil films over the new one easily. Because
Yeah.
at least the older ones were kind of dumb fun, and the new one's just bad.
I agree.
I did like the bit at the end though when it's on the train and he has to shoot the eyes like in the game. Okay, yeah, okay, let's not talk about it. Neil's put you can't not like Shawshank. So there you go. What's this? I'm jealous of
That's
you
it.
and Evander and to experience Shawshank for the first time in Pebble Film.
I could just see the problem is when you say you go, oh yeah, everyone loves Shawshank, you can't not like Shawshank. I'm just gonna be that dick contrarian guy that's be like, oh, I didn't like it.
I don't think I know anyone who has seen it who does not like it.
Okay.
Actually, no, yeah, apart from Tony. No, but you didn't say you didn't.
I
like
didn't
You
hate
said
it. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I can see why people like it, but it's not one I would go back to like multiple times.
Lee's come on. Titanic is a movie about Newcastle United. Yeah, I suppose so, because it's a very, very expensive liner, like my football club. But unfortunately, Titanic will go down, but my team won't. But Norwich lost again tonight, by the way, Evander, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. Disappointing, really, but
It is
I
what
don't
it
really
is.
follow. I don't really follow the football, so it
I know
doesn't
your
affect
friend
me.
does, doesn't he? What's your friend called?
My friend Aaron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is he the
he's
one with the other channel as well, isn't he?
yeah. He was on my channel when I went out to get Godzilla versus Kong. He wanted to join with me.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
But smiley face, laugh. Jason, man, you need to watch your strengths. you're getting
Oh
put in
my
here,
god,
Jason, I'm afraid.
Jason, you've
Oh,
been
media
pulled
collect
into it
let's
now.
say Tony on the stream.
Which
I'm
Tony?
presuming which Tony? Both of them.
Oh,
The Tony with a hat on. That'll be the one.
And the goatee.
That's
Yeah. Here we go. Thoughts on the trailer for an Elvis biopic, and would I like an Oasis biopic in the future? Would I like an Oasis biopic? No, because I don't think they need one. But that's just my opinion. With regards to the Elvis biopic, go on, Evander. Give your dad a plug.
yeah. I'm very excited to watch the new Elvis movie. So is my dad, because we're both Elvis Presley fans. We absolutely love Elvis. He's been a part of our life. Well, when I was younger, my dad, he actually put headphones on me when I was in one of my cots that I was rocking in, and my dad thought it was a good idea to put a pair of headphones and the CD album of Blue Hawaii, and just took a photo of me holding that album, and then I grew up with Elvis and everything like that. And when I saw that Tom Hanks was going to be playing, I think it was the Colonel, Colonel something. Yeah. I thought, you know what? I think this is going to be good. And then I realized that Austin Butler was in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, who played Tex, and I was very surprised. And when I saw the trailer for the first time, I was like, "Oh my god! Like this looks incredible!" And yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I really am, because I truly love the whole legacy of Elvis Presley. He was such an iconic music legend, and he will forever be missed. He did change the music
I was surprised
persona and everything.
with it being directed by Baz Luhrmann. I know it's got music in it, but doesn't he just do musicals? Or am I wrong there?
I'm not really sure. It's because this is the first time that I have ever known of this director, so
Because he did
it's all
Romeo
new
and
to me.
Juliet, and he did Moulin Rouge. I can't think of any other. Those are the only two I know of. I'm sure he did another musical.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
but I am looking forward to the movie nonetheless. I know it's gonna probably be a pretty big hit, knowing the whole fan base surrounding Elvis Presley and everything.
Oh yeah, it will be. It'll be massive. But you two guys over across the pond, what do you think of it?
I haven't actually seen the trailer. I try to stay away from the trailers, but I am a big Elvis fan also. I just got these 3 digibooks in this week.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Right here. I mean, I just got these in yesterday. But
I
I do like
love
Elvis.
it.
And I'm looking forward to seeing the movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen the full trailer. I've only seen part of it, but it looks good from what I saw.
Cheers.
I couldn't be more indifferent to it, to Elvis's music or this new movie. Not for me, basically.
I mean, I wouldn't personally say I'm a big, massive Elvis fan. I don't think I ever have been. The oldest music that I like the most is the Beatles, I think.
Fair.
But I mean, with God's Elvis, I'll still watch it, but I don't think I'll rush to the cinema to see it. It's like Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm not a massive fan of that. I'm not really interested in going to see Rocket Man. Well, not going to see, but I haven't seen Rocket Man because it's more a musical. Whereas obviously with Bohemian Rhapsody, it wasn't. It was more like a biopic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
And I'm a big fan of biopics. I like learning more about these people.
Yeah. Same.
oh yeah, I'm totally with you there, Tony. It's just as long as they don't do it in a musical shape,
Right.
you know. I loved Ray. I loved Walk the
Mhm.
Line.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those two ones. I've got in my Clint Eastwood. I've got the J. Edgar to watch. I like The Aviator about Howard Hughes.
Coal miner's daughter, Loretta Lynn.
Yeah.
So I think it really depends on where you were born and raised. I'm from South. I'm from the South, the United States, and Elvis is Memphis is not too far away from where I live.
Wow.
So anyways, I think it just depends on where you're from.
That actually is one of the dream places that I would love to go and visit is Memphis, Tennessee, where
Graceland.
Graceland, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I would love just to go there and just like feel how it is to be an Elvis Presley fan and how this man lived, and how his legacy still lives on today. His music is still being listened to all around the world, and his legacy never died. It's still going.
Yeah, I think you're right. With regard to you want to go to Graceland, personally, I've always said to the wife and my family I want to go to New York so I can go to Dakota Building with regards to like a John Lennon homage, and then go to Strawberry Fields within Central Park to see that bit there. That for me, as well as I want to go and see. I said I'd go down to visit Rob for Robert's family, so I can go on the Beatles tour, to go to Mendips and go to all the different places around there.
Yeah.
So for me,
I did see something about the Beatles, that they brought out like a new documentary or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's the physical release of the Get Back, which has been on Disney Plus.
That's it. Yeah. That's the one.
I have a question.
That was a long biopic, documentary.
I have a question.
Go on then.
What's is because I get confused when someone throws the word biopic. Is a biopic criteria only about musicians, and is that what a biopic is?
Anybody.
Or, so would you? So for me, like I consider this to be a biopic, but you might not. The only biopic I think I like is Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Would you consider that?
Oh, that one's good. Yeah.
I love that film.
I do class that. I do 100% class that as a biopic movie because that guy that played him, man, was great.
See, like I watched last month. I watched Nowhere Boy again about early John Lennon years. There's lots of biopics out there, but a majority of people do kind of associate them with music.
Yeah, there was a biopic movie that they did for Arnie as well. Someone played Arnie in their own biopic movie where he became Mr. Universal and everything. That's all. That's how most of the movie was pretty much based off. But I don't think they ever.
Are you talking about Pumping Iron?
I don't know. It's because there was
Pumping Iron. Pumping Iron is actually a film chronologically his rise to being Mr. Is it Olympia or I forget?
And I think it's pretty much a documentary, right?
Yeah. It's not about Schwarzenegger. It's about bodybuilding.
Right.
Yeah. Is that what you're thinking about, Evander? Is that what you're thinking of?
No. I've just searched it. The movie is called Bigger. It came out in 2018, starring Victoria Justice.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I've not heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know if that got a physical release or not because that apparently was a pretty big hit. It got a 7.4 out of 10 on Information Movie Database.
There's a I don't know if you've guys seen a biopic there's a biopic that I really like. It's called Anvil, the story of Anvil. It's about an 80s heavy metal band who influenced a bunch of the big like rock and metal acts of the 80s, like
Right.
Metallica and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Anvil were like the progenitors of like Metallica, but they never got the due they deserved.
Mhm.
And it follows them how like they got just like really shitty day jobs, but they still want to make music and record albums, and they still got contractual obligations to record labels, but they're just not hitting the big time. And it's about them in like 2005, just putting all this money into their latest record and trying their best to make the best music possible. And it's about them like going on a tour, and they get scammed on this tour, and they don't get paid for it, and they just get scammed going into Europe. Then they get an offer to go and play this festival in Japan, and they accept it, but they feel like it's just going to be like a shambles. No one's going to turn up. They get there, and it's the most feel-good moment of the whole movie. They get there, there's like 150,000 Japanese fans just going, and Phil, like they get on stage. It's just like everyone's going mental for this one band, and they've never got their due. And when you see them get their due, it's such an awesome moment. That's a good film, I recommend. If you're into heavy metal or you just are more into like biopics like that. But that film's good.
Yeah, I'm into heavy metal. I listen to all of that.
Obviously, another biopic that just sprang to mind is American Sniper. That's not a musical one. That's another one. Clint Eastwood one.
That's actually a biopic? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Although it's the worst pretend baby that you've ever seen in your life. If you watch it, there's a bit where he's there with his missus when he's back from the wall, and he holds their baby, and you can tell it's just a mannequin. Yeah, so when you watch that, let's do that. I must have missed this. Media Collector Man has put Zodiac Jake was good as well. Have I missed that? Do we know what that is? Anybody?
Is that David? Is that David Fincher Zodiac?
Oh, yes, sorry, yes. So Zodiac with Jake was good
yeah.
as well.
I've not seen that film.
Yeah.
I own it.
Okay.
I've not seen it yet.
Good. Definitely watch it. Prince of Persia was a lot of fun. I love Jim Martin. What film would you love to go back in time and watch the first time in the cinema? Sorry, Sophie, but although I saw Titanic twice at the cinema, I don't get the hype around Titanic. I don't think it's that good, and I apologize to anybody who really likes it, but I think
I'm gonna probably get a lot of hate for this, but I've never seen Titanic in my life. Ever. Never. I've never ever seen Titanic. I know it was a big movie back in the day, but I just never really took the time to watch it, really, because apparently I've heard it's like 3 hours long.
It is.
It is.
On a technical level, like I would say objectively, it's a very, very well made film. Like in terms of like its scope, its scale, what it does, what it tries to do, the look of it. I think it's great. I've just never got on board with like the romance involved. Because it's not. You think it's going to
probably like it a lot more.
You think it's going to be about the disaster, but it takes that disaster and has it to prop up a romance story, which is what I don't like about the film. But everything surrounding the romance plot is so well done and so it's a very bleak movie if you think about it.
Yes, because I think one of the songs in the movie was by Whitney Houston, wasn't it?
No,
if I remember.
Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On.
Yes, Celine.
Yeah, Celine. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's. Oh my god.
Another one. It was like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves had the Bryan Adams song, which God, I'm glad we've moved on from that because that was like on every radio station ever. And with Titanic, you had My Heart Will Go On, which even now at weddings you hear it and you're like, oh God, can we move on from this?
Yeah, I tend to like be sick a little bit when I hear that song now. Because that's all you heard in like '98 when that film came out is My Heart Will Go On.
Although I really like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah.
More so than I like Titanic. But Bryan Adams, please dispose of that song now. It's although the song made him more than what he probably was at the time. Yes. So, yes, anyway, going back first. So, Sophie's question is, if you could go back and watch a film again for the first time, what would it be? So, we'll go with Tony, not Basement, Movies and More.
see. I would say the original Halloween, but I've seen that on the big screen recently. Maybe the first Scream movie then? I haven't seen that in theaters. That'd be kind of cool.
Yes, Tony?
Well, I'm older, so I've seen a lot of the good films. You know, I've seen all the original Star Wars films in the theater. I've seen some, you know, I was born in 1969, and all those 80s movies I've seen in the theater. So thinking about going way back, maybe seeing something like the Ten Commandments or some of the older films. Psycho in the theater would be really good.
Okay. Jess?
It's funny you get to this question because the obvious answer for me would be a film that I've actually seen in the cinema recently, which would be Godzilla 1954. That would be the obvious. That's my favorite film of all time. That would be the obvious, but I've seen it. So I'm going to be boring and say maybe the first Terminator or Aliens or something like along those lines. Because I remember watching the Terminator for the first time on like this really crappy VHS. And then
Evander? Oh, sorry, Jason. For this one.
Sorry, I went to continue there. I didn't have anything to say, so ignore that.
Okay. Evander?
Well, my one will probably be quite obvious. Spider-Man. You know, first being introduced to the character when I was younger. I had no idea who he was, and that was my first cinema experience of my life. That was the first film I ever stepped foot into watching, going in blind because I never knew of this guy Spider-Man before. And when I watched it, I was instantly hooked. And then when it came out on VHS, I asked my dad to go to the local supermarket or Blockbuster Video and go and get it for me and stuff like that. And then we just rewatched it over and over again. So yeah, mine is Spider-Man.
I think for me, it would. For me, it would either be Back to the Future or the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. I think, although I saw them both at the cinema, I'd like to go back now and experience them again for the very first time. Same with Ghostbusters, probably, and just for the first time, watch them and come out and go, "Wow, that would be for me." But that's a bit biased because I would say Gladiator, but I don't think. When I came out of Gladiator, I didn't come out of it going, wow, I'm going, I really like that. But I think with Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, and Lord of the Rings, it came out and went, wow, that was really good.
See, with Lord of the Rings, I never saw the first one in cinemas. I didn't see the first one until it came out on home video. And then I saw the 2000 Return of the King in cinemas after that. I was going to add a film to go back and watch, and it probably would be that in cinemas.
Nice. Sam Raimi's Sam Raimi's Evil Dead.
So how far behind are we on the comments? So we're now
Super
30
far
minutes behind. So I'm thinking, what do you think, guys? I mean, I don't know Evander and Jace, but I'm more of you guys across the pond because I know it's Friday. I know you want to spend time with family, etc. Do you want to go on for another 22 minutes? You good with that?
Sure.
I'm good.
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. Cool. Right, what we got? Seeing God from the cinemas next week. Any of you seen it at the cinema? No, sorry.
No, I've not ever seen The Godfather, so yeah, I'm kind of boring.
No, but Evander, you're not boring. You're just going to experience these good films for the first time, whereas we've already done that. So you're kind of, it's like my daughter's listening to the Beatles for the first time, and then coming in here and singing like "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds," introducing them then. Because even though I don't know what was it I was watching.
Well,
I think it was either it wasn't Get Back, but it was like a John Lennon documentary. It was like, even though these songs are ages old, there's always going to be somebody who listened to them the first time.
Well,
So
there was a movie that
Beatles.
I did watch that was on Netflix, and I know this one was like really big back in the day. What was it called again? It was one with Al Pacino, and it's like this really famous saying where he's got like a gun, and then he says,
Dog Day Afternoon. Oh no, Scarface.
Scarface. He says, I think it's like, say hello to my friend or something, and then you like fires
Say
his
hello
gun
to my
or
little
something.
friend.
Yeah, yeah. I actually watched that for the first time on Netflix. I had never watched that. I actually asked my dad about it, and my dad recommended me to watch it, so I did. And I was like, "Whoa!" I've never in my life seen an Al Pacino movie, and that was the first one that I'd ever experienced. And Scarface, and I'm actually considering picking it up on 4K. So that's
Scarface
a
is very
plus.
good. Very,
Yeah,
very good.
no, violent, very, very violent, and I wonder how it will look good on 4K. So I can't wait to go and pick that up at some point.
The beginning scene in that one when he's in the bathroom in
Yes,
Florida,
yeah,
or like in the washroom or the bathroom with the shower when the guy's in the shower and he's got to do stuff, and then he runs out and he jumps out into the car. Such a good film. I'll tell you what. Let me quickly jump down to the bottom, because I want to go to Paul's. But Titanic is one of the greatest movies ever made. Spellbinding movie. And then he's also put, "Hey Paul, everything I do for you." Honestly. Paul's also put, "I did Alien Aliens back to back the best in 2017, and then T122 2018. Nice shout, man."
Ooh.
He's also put, "He skipped school for the first time to go watch Spider-Man. That's how hyped it was for that movie." And he's also said Scarface looks awesome in 4K. I just want to try and get a hold of, while we're on here, so Walk the Line, arguably one of the best biopics.
It's good.
Right, I'll go back up to the top here.
that was the John C. Riley one with him playing Johnny Cash, right?
Yes.
It was what?
No, John C. Riley was was the piss stick of it, which was Dewey Cox.
Ah, right.
So Walk the Line had Reese Witherspoon and Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I recommend you watch that though. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I've only got that on DVD. I don't own that on Blu-ray. What's about here? And instead of we don't talk about Bruno, we don't talk about Jared Leto. Yeah, true. Quite like Jared Leto as a Joker. Jason, do you remember when I wore my Jared Leto Joker T-shirt?
That's the thing.
You don't look impressed.
No, and you've since burnt it. That's very, very good of you, Jason.
I'm not that mean. Jesus Christ.
Just going to do the trilogy of the day. Wreck is his favorite. Wreck is a very good movie.
I need to see that.
Wreck is
That's
great.
good.
You have got the Arrow edition.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Those are good films.
I want to get the Scream Factory box set. of
I do
Wreck.
too. That's what I want.
Yeah, it looks. I don't know what the I remember really liking Wreck. Wreck 2 was a bit weird. I've not seen the other sequels.
So Wreck is obviously the standalone one, and then the second one follows it. I've seen them all.
It's a direct
second one-
continuation. Yeah.
The direct continuation, a bit like Halloween 2. The next one is Genesis, which is preempts the apartment block, which is at a wedding.
Is it still found footage? Is it still?
Yeah.
Because I swear they moved
then-
away from that, didn't they? No. Okay.
And then the fourth one is Apocalypse, which is set on a boat, and the character of Angela Vidal, who was the reporter of the first one, is on a ship, showing that she survives it. And why is this not charging? She survives it, so she's on it. But I don't know, because I don't think I remember the third one properly. Let me see if I can just put my phone back.
Have
on
the Wreck
charge.
films got like Blu-ray releases by any chance?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, I think they're all on Blu-ray in the UK. You're talking about, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So the first one is on Arrow,
Right.
Yes.
and the other ones are on standard Blu-ray. You can get.
Oh.
them.
Yes.
Okay.
I've
All
got
then
one on
definitely
Arrow,
keep it.
and then the second one I've got normal, and then Genesis and Apocalypse I've got on DVD, but I haven't
All right, then
upgraded them to Blu-ray.
I'll have to write those down because, more horror films the better, I guess.
And then the remake is obviously the first one is called Quarantine, which is
Yep.
the American remake. In case you didn't know, I'm sure you did. Dots but confession, still haven't seen Blair Witch. But as I said earlier, if you're watching now, you won't be as blown away as if you'd watched it in 97, 98 when it came out. But yeah, no, what's it got? I mean, Blair Witch a great experience when it first released, but when no one really knew what a found footage movie was, and the marketing for Blair Witch
Yeah.
was really good. Because
People
even
are-
I remember going to see it, and you got this little booklet that came with it. They handed them out as we went into the cinema, and it was very much kind of like, these are the people who have gone missing. If you see them, give us this ring. So it almost made it really feel as if it was a proper found footage, and it was like a Crime Stoppers kind of give us a hand on it. So it was groundbreaking for what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had to be there, really, I think. Last Exorcism. Yeah, isn't that partly done by Ali Roth? Last Exorcism?
Not sure. That's a good one though. That's a quite an underrated exorcism movie.
I had it, but then I stole it, but never watched it. Paul's also put Rex's favourite found footage foreign zombie movie, and it's scary as hell. Yeah. There's that other one as well, isn't it? One Cut of the Dead, which I want to see,
Not seen that.
That's a good one.
but I haven't seen that yet. I really fancy watching that one. I keep meaning to pick it up, but I don't.
Have any of you watched that new zombie series that's on Netflix called I think Are We All Dead
We're
or
All
something?
Dead.
Yeah,
No.
The Korean one.
that's it. Yeah,
I've watched 4.5 episodes, I think.
yeah, it's because that kind of had like similar to like a Train to Busan type of feeling to it.
Because
I liked how
the
they
last Korean one
referenced
I
the
watched
movie.
last Korean one I watched was Squid Game, and I wanted to watch and binge watch
That
that.
was good.
That was a great
But
show.
with We Are All Dead, it hasn't gripped me as much as Squid Game has. Like, I've left it, must have been about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't gone back to watch the rest of it. Because it seems like it drags.
Yeah,
I think like sometimes when you watch a TV show, especially of late, they've got like 8 episodes and about 2.5 of them are filler, and I don't like that. Whereas something of recent that I watched all of was Peacemaker, and I thought every single episode of Peacemaker was on point and was very good, and none of it was filler. Whereas I think like some of the Book of the Boba Fett and even some of the Mandalorian series of late, some of them in between were filler episodes. But yeah, with We're All Dead, it just seems it needs to be kicked along a bit.
yeah.
But
It takes a lot for me to really kind of get into TV shows. Like, you know, I usually got a rule of like 3 episodes. If it hasn't got me within 3 episodes, I'm not watching it anymore. So I think the last TV show that I actually watched all the way through to the end was Ash vs. Evil Dead, which I actually fucking loved.
That is a good show. Yeah, that is good. Man, Bruce Campbell, man.
I don't think I've laughed so much at a show. Like it's probably one of the most violent TV shows I've ever seen. And Bruce Campbell, he's the coolest cat, right? He's just like so good in the show. He's so good.
Yeah, he actually was supposed to be. He was actually supposed to be the original Mysterio in Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. They were actually setting him up to play with Mysterio. So that was a pretty solid choice, and I liked how they kind of tried and built up his character to play Quentin Beck, but sadly we never got to see Bruce Campbell as the villain. So,
but he's in every Spider-Man film as a little cameo, isn't he? In every one.
He's in the
yeah. Yes, he is. Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, he must be. As soon as Sam Raimi gets like a director's, he must be there going, "Is that Sam? Yeah, I'm in it. Yeah. What? 2-minute cameo? Yep. Fine, that's it. No probs. I'll be in it. Yeah. Ring announcer.
Yeah, it's like
no probs.
Well, like, because people were kind of like complaining if they don't bring Tobey Maguire into this movie because of it being a Sam Raimi movie, then it would just not all make sense. And people are demanding Sam Raimi do a 4th Spider-Man movie. Which, do we really think we need another Tobey Maguire movie, considering how long it's been? Because
not
that's
unless
what I'm kind of
there's a
confused
reason
by.
for him to bring him back.
Yeah, it's because
The thing.
Go on, Jason.
I was going to say the thing is, right? Yeah, like it's all down to money, isn't it, with these studios? So like
Mm.
like who's to say it's going to be popular? You know, like I think all this humdrum about them making an Amazing Spider-Man 3 and the with Andrew Garfield and the Spider-Man 4, it's all just, I think it's all off the back of people being so happy with the new Spider-Man film and so surprised how great it was to see the three of them there.
Mhm.
But like, I don't think it's going to work.
Spoiler: if nobody's seen the film,
Or whatever.
Jason just
it's-
spoiled
look,
everything for
look,
everybody.
it's February, dude. It's February. Come
It's
on.
been up for
You
2
haven't
months.
seen Shawshank Redemption, and that was in the late 90s.
So
So
I don't. And whatevs. Just guys, just so you know, Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's father. Oh, I destroyed it for everyone. Look, let's ask a question. When is a spoiler not a spoiler?
2 months is good.
2 months is more than good.
More
Yeah.
than good. 1 month, you know. If you're on social media, you're going to find out something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Anyway.
on Evander's social media.
Anyway, I think the best course of action is having Andrew Garfield and Tom Maguire do little kind of
Yeah.
appearances going forward.
Mhm.
I don't think having their own dedicated movies is the right way to go.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
because Sony stopped making those films for a reason, right?
Mhm.
Clearly, you know, we were meant to get a Spider-Man 4 and we didn't for some reason, and they decided to reboot it. And then we were meant to get a Amazing Spider-Man 3, and we didn't because Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't do well. It's all money, isn't it, at the end of the day? So
yeah, but like, apparently from what I've heard, they are currently negotiating with Toby and Andrew to give them their 2 final installments for their franchises. And technically speaking, I do want to see Andrew Garfield finish his trilogy, right? I think he's a truly dedicated Spider-Man. He is great. He moves more like a spider because like there is no actor that I have seen that can literally crawl up his web line during mid swing to get more momentum and just keep going. Like I've never seen any actor portray Spider-Man like that, and I would love to see how it all carries on after when they've just gone back to their universes. Because like from what I've heard, we were supposed to get an extended scene right at the end of No Way Home, where we see Tobey Maguire just arrive back in his universe. This was straight after Tom Holland visited Aunt May's grave, that Tobey Maguire arrives back, and we see Kirsten Dunst reprise her role as Mary Jane, and then we see Tobey Maguire has a daughter, right? There was a scene that was cut out, and then it rolled over to Andrew Garfield, where he goes and visits Gwen's grave and says, "Gwen, I saved an MJ, and I found my brothers." If we had seen that, man, there would have been more tears floating in the cinemas, like no doubt. And that's apparently what I've heard. That's going to be a part of the new bonus features that's going to be on the Blu-ray and the 4K. So I'm excited to see those extended deleted scenes.
I believe that No Way Home does cap off Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's movies because they talk about it in their scenes, and it's like that in a way. If you think about it, No Way Home is a sequel to 3 movies.
Mm.
So I don't think it's necessary to have a 4th Spider-Man and a 3rd Amazing Spider-Man. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that's exactly what Pete said.
Yeah, well, I know for sure that if they ever did consider doing them, you know, the fan response, people are literally going to go and see these movies. Like, and yeah, it probably would make over $1 billion for each of them. I could see it. But
I've got something here just popped up here, Evander.
who knows, really?
It says here, Evander needs to dress up as Elvis when he picks it up on the eventual Blu-ray hunt.
Oh, hell. Oh, Christ.
When you start cosplaying, you get all the requests.
Oh, no. Go on,
I'm just glad
I'm gonna
went around
guess.
for-
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to say Evander. Imagine if you really liked Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Sorry.
I said, imagine if you really liked Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and that came out on a Monday, and you had to go and pick it up dressed as that. All
Oh
a
my
drag.
god. Yeah. Oh hell.
I'll go through a quick few things, and then we'll because there's still loads of stuff I haven't gone through here.
No worries.
Who I've got here. Media Collect Miles, but Shawshank is up there with the Green Mile. I still need to rewatch Green Mile. I've only seen that twice, and that was a long, long time ago. And
I've never seen the Green Mile either.
Yeah,
Just
it
putting
came
that
out-
out.
we,
I am writing this.
we got
I
it
could be
this
wrong,
week in 4K.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Did you pick it up?
Mm-hmm.
I am right in thinking that the guy in that, who's technically the bad god, he was the guy who played Eugene Toombs in the X-Files. You know, the guy who's stretched down through the chimneys and everything.
I don't remember that.
I think it was like the
I've
third
not-
episode or something.
I've
I
not
could be
seen
wrong.
the X-Files, so.
Okay.
It's been a
Why are
while.
we moving on from that?
Yeah,
The Green Mile is one of the greatest movies of the last 20 years. See, even my wife likes The Green Mile, and it's on for 3 hours. And I prefer Shawshank to The Green Mile if I had an option.
Yeah, they're very comparable.
What else got here? Two great movies, prison movies, but so different yet great. Baz Luhrmann did Australia. Is Australia a musical? Or am I wrong?
I think that's the one with Hugh Jackman in, wasn't it?
Nicole Kidman.
Australia, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Nicole Kidman.
What's this here? Dylan, the Scarlet Pimpernel, the one with Jane Seymour and Anthony Andrews. Anybody? No. Okay.
No.
I
Oh,
don't
did anyone
understand the
see-
context of the question.
Did anyone see the Scarlet Pimpernel, the one with Jane Seymour and Anthony Andrews?
I haven't
No.
seen it.
No, I haven't.
Never heard of it
what's
myself.
it got? Apologies if I'm going to miss here. Pete's got, what is Evander's and everyone else's favourite Elvis film? Always like Jailhouse Rock and Viva Las Vegas, King Creole on the HMV Premium logo is top 2.
Hmm.
I've never seen an Elvis film.
Yeah, me neither. So I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Well,
Jailhouse Rock. I think Jailhouse Rock. There's so many older Elvis films. They kind of all blend together to me. But
mine for me would be Blue Hawaii. That's my favorite Elvis Presley movie. Is Blue Hawaii. The reason why is because that was the first time that I ever heard the song "Can't Help Falling in Love," and I thought that scene where he was singing that song was just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, like I said, I've never been a big Elvis fan, so I can't really. So there's no reason for me to watch. To be fair though, I have never watched John Lennon's "How I Won the War," so I fancy get because that was on like a BFI release, I think. I can't remember. But I haven't watched that. I'm just trying to go through here. Pete's put still got a big box set of Game of Thrones to actually start. Going by the run time, that'll take me 40 years to watch.
Yeah, I'm still
That's
waiting
what
for like the whole
season-
4K set to go down in price.
Till
I'm
the end of
I'm
the
waiting
second
with you,
season.
Evander.
I've only got more on Blu-ray. I'm happy with that. So, but today, guys, that's more or less the end of the comments. So I'll call it there. So I'll take this off here. So thanks to Tony and Tony for popping on. Thanks for coming and making your debut, Tony, on the channel. I appreciate it, especially coming home straight from work to do it. Very
sure,
much.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thanks for the Instagram messages and all that. We'll keep in touch and see what we can do moving forward for it. The other Tony, thanks for popping on.
No
Appreciate
problem.
that as well. Evander, as always, pleasure. Jason,
Thank you for having me.
hello. No, Joe. Why do I have to be a twat? I apologise. Yes. So, So we had quite a few people watching. So I appreciate everybody who's watching. I'm going to end it there. So thanks very much. This is a one-off, but you never know. I like having a good chat about movies, and staying on topic of movies, which is always good. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you all on the next stream, whoever that may be. Yeah, don't know. But I'm sure we'll tell you if there is one on social media. So yeah, so that's it. Thanks so much. Bye for now. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend.
See you everyone. Bye bye.
See you all soon.